Hello friends, my name is Faith Nichols and I am so excited that you are here for our gardening and oils class. I lead a team of over 1,000 families that have said yes to a healthier lifestyle. We are called the Faithful Oilers. So whether you've been an oily veteran for years or maybe you've never even heard of essential oils, the idea of using natural plant-based products to grow other healthy, vibrant plants is fascinating, right? So I don't consider myself to have a green thumb naturally, but I have grown lots of vegetables in my past, and I absolutely love eating organic produce. I think it tastes better, and it is definitely better for our bodies. So we're going to dive into this exciting world of gardening and oils tonight. So I am going to share my screen. If you want to bear with me just 1 second. And one more step. There we go. Okay. So I can't see you guys anymore. So you're a gardener, I think, or maybe you're a startup gardener. Wherever you land, there are basic things that seem to apply to everyone during the stages of their gardening journey. Things like weeds, pests, bad harvest, they show up in every garden every year. But this class is going to be your ticket to tackling even the hardest of seasons. You'll have tricks up your sleeve that are going to help you succeed from the day your seed goes in the garden until the day that you harvest it. Using essential oils in the gardening process helps us garden in a way that results in fruits and vegetables that have been lovingly cared for in the most organic way. You can even achieve that affordable sustainably and without the use of harsh chemicals. So, what are essential oils? Essential oils are the chemical compounds that make up the lifeblood of a plant. They've often been referred to as the immune system of your plant. So we are able to use essential oils through the process of distillation after we harvest them. The part of the plant with the beneficial chemicals like stems, leaves, bark, etc., gets harvested and then sent through a very meticulous distillation process. Every plant needs a very specific distillation time, and Young Living has 25 years of experience in that art. So after the plant is distilled, a concentrated oil is your result. It is potent and it is loaded with uncountable benefits for your overall health and wellness. It gets bottled and it's shipped to you, and then it can be used topically, aromatically, and yes, even internally. The beneficial chemicals in these oils can be absorbed by your body and by the plants in your garden. And it's going to maintain optimal overall health and wellness for you and your plants. Because they are so concentrated, one little drop goes such a long way. Just wait until we get into the canning portion of this class. Your mind is going to be blown. But Young Living has an entire line of oils dedicated to the ingestion of oils called our Plus line. Knowing the quality of an essential oil that you are using is hugely important. Why? Health Canada has almost no regulations and safety measures on the essential oil industry. The oils that are found in drug and big store boxes, online, and even from other oil companies have been tested to find harsh synthetic fillers and chemicals. A cheap perfume grade oil is distilled at high pressure and high temperatures, and usually with chemical solvents to help extract the oil. This yields you an adulterated oil, but yet it can still be labeled 100% pure. And in my opinion, that is super scary. Young Living decided to rise above that and create their own strict guidelines to ensure purity. It's called the Seed to Seal Quality Commitment. They abide by very strict standards and guidelines to fulfill their promise in sending only the best products to your home. Plant material that is grown on corporately owned farms or carefully vetted partner farms that you can actually visit and see for yourself. Sustainable farming and sourcing practices that are going to provide you the purest oil. Great care is taken to preserve and protect our natural Earth's resources. Hand weeded fields and zero use of pesticides. That is unheard of. Oils that retain all of their natural constituents and therapeutic properties. We use food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods. Low pressure and low temperature distillation with no use of solvents or synthetic chemicals. And rigorous testing is done on every batch of oils by our internal labs and then again by third-party labs to verify the results. Oils that are carefully reviewed through every step of production in order to meet or exceed the industry standard and purity standards. That means, guys, that we go beyond organic. And the best part is that if the oils do not meet these high standards that we've set, they are rejected and they will never be bottled as a Young Living product. So you can sleep tonight knowing you are getting the absolute best. If you want to learn more about that process, you can go to seedtoseal.com. So before you start gardening, let's make sure that you are prepared to spend some time outdoors without using harsh chemicals. They can lead to bioaccumulation of toxins in your body and even in your plants that are linked to chronic illnesses and disease. So we don't want that. Now, a lot of these slides, you're not going to have time to write all the recipes down, so I would suggest taking a screenshot. If you're working on a PC, to capture your entire screen and automatically save that screenshot, you're going to tap your Windows key and your print screen key, and then your screen's going to briefly go dim. That's going to indicate that you've taken the picture, and then the screenshot's going to be saved in the Pictures Screenshots folder. If you're on a Mac like I am, to take a screenshot, you're going to press and hold 3 keys, Shift, Command, and the number 3, okay? And that screenshot's gonna save right to your desktop. Okay, so this easy outdoor spray can be used on you and your plants. So I spend a lot of time outdoors, especially when the weather is nice. And I'm also an avid camper. So it is super important to me to have a reliable bug spray. So this recipe smells so much better than, the nasty DEET-filled chemicals that are out there, and there's no nasty side effects to your lungs or to your organs. Okay, so you simply mix up these essential oils shown on the screen, add a little bit of witch hazel and some water, and when you go to use it, you just shake it first. Preferably use it in a glass spray bottle, and you can get those on Amazon. But keep in mind, if you're spritzing this on your plants, only do it once at night. Doing it in the morning can actually burn the leaves as the sun rises, okay? So we want to keep our plants safe and protected as much as possible. So what about the pets we love? We can't seem to keep them out of our gardens, right? I have 4 dogs. So as much as we love them, let's face it, they can get into the garden and they can cause a lot of mess. So a simple and safe way to encourage them to stay away is by using scents. Dogs just don't like the smell of black pepper, and cats don't like the smell of rosemary. So therefore, you can just choose to keep them away from the area by using that scent. And if you didn't know already, those essential oils actually do exist, so it's perfect. Here's a DIY Pets Be Gone recipe that you can mix super easy. You put 5 to 10 drops of essential oil into a shallow pan of warm water, whisk it up, and so all the oils get dispersed in the water. Then you take an old washcloth or maybe some scraps of clothing that you don't need anymore and tear them into long, skinny strips. Soak the strips in the water for about 30 minutes so it absorbs all those oils, gets that nice scent on there. Then dry them out and then tie them around your stakes, around the plants, and that's going to help keep your animals at bay. Okay, so now your precious fur babies are not going to ruin your garden. So you can waste a ton of hours weeding, right? Nobody likes to weed, or maybe you do. I don't, okay? Summer is short enough, and I don't want to have unnecessary time spent weeding my garden with all the overgrowth. So if you're trying to get rid of unwanted plant growth that doesn't involve harmful chemicals that can be linked to neurological, hormone, and overall health imbalances, just know that there are some great safe alternatives, okay? Weeds hate cinnamon, so try your hand at this super easy DIY called Wither the Unwanted Spray, because sometimes unwanted friends begin to grow on our beloved plants, right? And that can cause poor growth, bad harvests, or even the death of our plant. They can block the pores of the plant, and that's responsible for breathing, and that is going to eventually choke out the plant completely. So they can also steal vital nutrients from your plants, and that significantly decreases the amount of your harvest. We don't want that. This plant love spray, super simple. Add 10 drops of tea tree peppermint and citronella to a 4-ounce glass spray bottle. Top it up with some distilled water. Again, shake it, and you can spray that on the affected parts of the plant when you're out there doing your gardening. If you've been around the garden a while, you've probably heard of companion planting. And if you haven't, I'm going to enlighten you. Some plants play well together. Others do not, much like our kids, right? This is because every plant has certain nutrients that it uses from the soil for growth and fruit production. Also, plants excrete certain byproducts back into the soil that can either help or hinder your harvest. So if you grow two types of plants next to each other that both rely strongly on, let's say, nitrogen for growth, they're going to compete and they're going to overuse the nitrogen in the soil, and they're going to starve each other out. Corn and tomatoes, for an example, they don't play well together. We don't want to plant them close to each other. Conversely, if you plant two plants next to each other that are eat different nutrients in that soil, they're going to work together to promote each other's growth. So a good example of this is tomatoes and carrots. They work together in the soil really well. So plant them next to each other, and it's going to result in a more bountiful harvest. So what does this have to do with essential oils? Well, essential oils are made up of plants. So consider using essential oils in place of companion plants. For example, if you're looking to plant lavender next to green beans, you're going to grab lavender essential oil instead. Create this companion spray to use on the soil and the leaves of the plant using this guide. 10 to 15 drops of whatever corresponding essential oil you're using in a 4-ounce glass spray bottle. Top it with distilled water, shake it before each use. Super easy and way more cost effective than having to buy all the extra plants. Did you know that some plants self-pollinate? Fruits like peppers can stand alone and they'll produce fruit, but not every plant does that. Lots of them need the help of cross-pollination between these male and female plants. Well, you know who helps with that? Pollinators. Bees and butterflies are some of the friendliest insects that you can get into your garden. And without them, you'll have, measly harvests, and you're going to be disappointed that all your hard work didn't result in the delicious produce that you wanted. So pollinators are attracted to the smell of flowers. And luckily, some of our wonderful essential oils are distilled from flowers. Super convenient. Create a spray using essential oils to spritz on the flowering buds of your garden. And that's going to encourage these bees and butterflies to come in and get the job done. The most wonderful time of the year. It's the harvest season, right? All of your hard work, your patience, it's paid off, and you get to pluck the delicious fresh food from the earth and eat it to your heart's content. Now, if you're like me, sometimes I find that fresh produce goes bad before I can eat it, especially when it all comes in at once. And that's because bacteria rests on your fruit, and without the support of a plant, the fruits and veggies are going to break down, and then they can grow nasty spots on them. So as you can see, it's important to always wash your fruits and veggies. It keeps you and your family from ingesting any kind of yucky things that the produce may have tagging along. Young Living has an exclusive Thieves fruit and veggie soak. They also have a spray, and you can use this for this exact reason. Soaking your food loosens the dirt and other crud and rinses it right down the drain. I've actually found that my produce lasts considerably longer after I have soaked it in the Thieves fruit and veggie soak. And that means cost savings, whether I've bought it or I've grown it. So you can even make your own produce soak with a sink full of warm water and several drops of Thieves and lemon essential oils. Super simple. Now, have you ever noticed that once the fruits and veggies get in the house, those little winged creatures magically appear, right? So try this simple diffuser recipe using your essential oils. It's going to fill your home with an amazing smell, and it's going to keep yourself sane. Call this the Don't Bother Me diffuser recipe. And then the last tip I have for keeping your harvest fresher for longer is to clean your storage containers. The Amazing Thieves dish soap contains no sulfates, no dyes, no formaldehydes, no phosphates, or synthetic perfumes. It has this beautiful citrus scent. It's one of my favorites. Now, we could talk on this topic forever, but I want to keep this brief and share some of my best hacks for canning season. So in order to can 30 quarts of spaghetti sauce, you would need a lot of oregano, like a lot. Buying dried organic oregano can add up very fast in order to achieve that flavor that you want in your recipes. But remember when we talked at the beginning about essential oils and how concentrated they are in their liquid form, in the liquid form of a plant? Well, you better believe that means that they pack a big punch when it comes to flavor for even one single drop that you use. So for one very large pot of spaghetti sauce, you're going to only use 2 to 3 drops of oregano plus essential oil, as opposed to much larger amounts of dried oregano. And that's it. It goes so far and it has such a rich, beautiful, pure flavor. You get to save money and use a high quality ingredient. So it's a win-win. Young Living has an entire line of these plus line oils, not just oregano. And it's so great to have a selection of herbs and spices and even citruses that we can use to flavor our food and water. Plus, they are all non-GMO certified, and that is huge. So you know we love our plants. When we're willing to break our backs, scrape our fingers, endure biting bugs in order to give them the best fighting chance that they have, right? Young Living knows you're just as important as your precious plants, and a whole host of products they've designed to help you care for yourself as well. Stiffness can be a thing of the past. When you use a deep relief roll-on after gardening or peppermint on your sore muscles, it feels so good. You simply roll or drop some oil on that area that's giving you, some pain, and you use it as needed. I have had so much success with deep relief after a day in the garden. My lower back and my neck get so tense. You discover muscles that you didn't even know you had just from weeding a garden, right? Lavender is an oil that no gardener should be without because not only does it reduce muscle stiffness and arthritis, keep that in mind, but it can also be very soothing to your skin after you've had a day in the sun. So if you forget to apply your outdoor spray, don't worry. This roller recipe here is going to be just what you need to give yourself some soothing relief. Simply add it to a 10 ml roller bottle. Again, you can get those on Amazon. Put some essential oils in there and top it up with Young Living's V6 vegetable oil complex, which is my favorite carrier oil. It has no smell. It's not greasy. It has an amazing long shelf life. I absolutely love it. So the best way to experience all that Young Living has to offer is with a wholesale membership. It's absolutely free. So think of like a Costco membership without the membership fees. You will receive 24% off all retail prices. You get access to a community of support and the ability to participate in our incredible store loyalty program called Essential Rewards. You even have the option to earn a monthly paycheck if you choose. And you can visit youngliving.com/IDS to learn more about that income portion of it. But a starter bundle like what is shown in this picture is what I recommend because it's been already marked down 50% off retail prices. And we have lots of starter bundles to choose from that come with a diffuser of your choice and a bunch of extra goodies. The one that's shown here is the most popular. It's the one that I recommend because that Desert Mist diffuser is so pretty. It runs up to 10 hours. It has 11 different light options, including a candlelight flicker. It's so beautiful. And you get 11 of the most popular everyday oils. And several of the oils that come in this kit are ones that we have talked about today in these recipes. But if you aren't looking for a starter bundle and you maybe rather customize your first order, that is definitely an option too. So I'm going to have my contact information coming up. I can help you get that wholesale pricing and exactly the products that you are looking for. If you happen to be watching this live or sometime before the end of April of 2021, our Canadian starter kits are actually on sale for 10% off. So that's another 10%. And they're on for $179.99 for everything that you see in this picture. It's an incredible deal. So grab that if you can, if that is still relevant information. So what is Essential Rewards? It's one of my favorite parts about Young Living because I love to stretch my dollar and I love free stuff even more. So simply put, Essential Rewards is a completely customizable monthly subscription box that gives you discounted shipping. You get to earn reward points on all of your orders. You earn loyalty gifts every 3 months. Plus, you get access to monthly promotions and discounted bundles. So your starter bundle can actually count as your very first box and can get you some points back on your order right away. And don't worry, you are never locked into anything. There are no penalties for canceling. So you are going to love this program as much as I do. The instructions to get set up are there on this previous screen. I can flip that back for a second, right there. Once your enrollment is complete, message me so that I can connect you with our community and available resources. So above everything else, I want to give you a very heartfelt thank you for watching this video. Gardening is fun. It is so gratifying, and sharing ways to improve your gardening experience is an honor and a privilege. I deeply and passionately believe that we all deserve better health and wellness, and that applies to everything that we do in love. So I hope you were blessed by this video and that you learned something new. You can be sure to check out my other videos on YouTube and subscribe because I'm always adding new content. So thank you again for joining me here tonight.